What do people learn too late? To protect their ears. You don't want to live with tinnitus for the rest of your life because you were exposed to a loud noise once. Setting and respecting boundaries. How to give a genuine apology and other such communication 101 skills. Take care of your teeth. That salary amount is not the entirety of an equation when deciding where to work. You have to take into account the cost of living, commute times, the safety of the nearby area, and the convenience of living in the area. Studies have shown that taking a 20-minute longer commute is as bad for your job satisfaction as a 19 pay cut. On top of that, wealth money in money out. If a new job pays 20k more, but if rent property prices are 30k more per year, you are taking a pay cut. On top of that, you have to consider your future. Do you have to move to an undesirable location to work there, crammed in a little apartment where the nearest services are an hour away? What about air quality? What about noise levels? Is this a place where you want to start a family and raise kids? All of those play a factor in determining the desirability of a job. I'm a firm believer that my job doesn't exist outside this city is a bullshit myth. Even if you're a super specialized rocket scientist with a PhD in orbital dynamics, NASA is not the only organization with a job opening for you. The importance of writing skills for formal contexts. Writing is an important skill in nearly any field, and the more a career advances, the more important it becomes. The lack of adequate writing skill often holds back a career. Yet many people squander their opportunities to learn writing because they think their class assignments are empty busy work, and they figure their skills in spoken English and informal text messages will carry over when they need to write for work. How dangerous driving a car can be. That the cliche "you never know when it's the last time you'll see" to someone should absolutely be remembered for every occasion. My best friend Josh died in a car accident this past Saturday, and the last time I saw him, we got in an argument, and he left, and we didn't speak after that. Him destroyed by it. Edit. Thank you all so much for the support, and for the awards. I do have a great support circle outside of this, but all these replies and condolences really shows the empathy complete strangers can have. What not to share on the internet. How to manage their finances. That you might be wrong sometimes. Some never learn. Edit. Change they to you. That happiness usually comes from a diverse range of interests, hobbies, and commitments. You are not your job. Your romantic partner cannot be your everything etc. It's so easy to get sucked into a life where your career is everything, or where you wrap your entire identity around your partner. There is nothing wrong with celebrating your loved ones and being close, and there is nothing wrong with caring about your job. You just need more to thrive. I see this so often in relationships. Two people meet and fall in love. They each inspire one another based on their interests and achievements. It's part of what makes them fall in love. But slowly, over time, they let those hobbies go. Stress gets in the way, bills pile up, and then one day they find themselves wondering why they ever loved this person in the first place. Instead of being sexy and interesting, they're just part of a routine TLDR. Diversify your interests and activities to be happy. Don't rely on a single person, hobby, or commitment to give you everything you need. That mental and emotional abuse are a real thing. Red flags. Sitting on your ass all day is not good for your health at all. That no is a complete sentence. Don't get in the habit of auto-launching explanations and defenses. Oftentimes, the people listening will ignore all that anyway and just hear, "But here's an opportunity to dissuade me." Look how hard I'm working to get your approval, to say no to you. No. The value of a good unconditional friend. That some things can never be undone. The actions you take and the words you speak will come back around sooner or later. How to communicate. Mistakes have consequences. Sometimes they are huge consequences, such as a mistake while driving could kill yourself or someone else. Sometimes they're little consequences, but always learn from your mistakes, and that you should always be learning and improving yourself. The value of walking away from someone toxic in your life. Even if it is your parents and family, if you are thinking of it and are scared and have somewhere where you can land in a safe place, then do it. It hurts like hell for a long while, but it gets better, and one day you realize how peaceful your life is, and you find you only miss the family you wish you had had, but that it's never too late to learn. That most people will just help you. How and if they can. If you are honest with them, it seems like so many people feel the need to conceal what they actually want from you and try to get it by presenting a half-truth or what they think you want to hear instead of just being straightforward. To appreciate their youth. That they are terrible at parenting. Don't worry if you aren't living an exciting or extravagant life. It's okay to live simply and quietly. It doesn't mean that you're wasting your life. Saying I love you or wanting to reach out to your family, friends, and loved ones, but crippling anxiety stops you. You never know when it may be too late to say these things. So be in the moment and live love in the present authentically. Don't ever think it's okay to talk to yourself in a manner you won't let another human being talk to you. The biggest abuser I ever had in my life was my constant companion. The thoughts in my head. We often take care to choose our words when correcting a child or friend. But if anyone had talked to me the way I talked to me for 30 straight ducking years, I would have murdered them and probably got away with it too. Be nice to yourself. You're the only you have. Interest rates, credit cards, credit score, money saving techniques, 401k. In other words, anything that keeps you from being trapped by poor money management. A cat on his back inviting a chesty rub is a trap. How slippery a slope addiction is. How quickly trying something at a party turns into being hooked. Learning when to say no. Learning how to apologize when it's your fault and how to not apologize when it's not your fault. That it's possible to do everything ducking right and still lose. Just life in it. Edit. I didn't know that was from Star Trek. I just know it from a comment on Reddit 6 months ago, and yes, it is true. Social media can consume your life. It's not all real. And not everyone posting pictures is having a great time. And not every I love you so much we should catch up as genuine. Edit. Alright, I had no idea this would blow up, but I have to add some stuff to clarify. I wrote this because of the impact social media has had on my family. My mom will all the time look at the pictures of her friends and complain and even cry about her own life. It isn't just her, because I know for a fact that everyone in our community thinks the same way. They live to take pictures and show off on Facebook. Someone else I know is wasting money on expensive items when they don't have enough of it strictly to make a woman jealous on social media. For some people saying that it's not wrong to comment, you are right. There's nothing wrong with positivity under the pictures of girls. It's not okay when it's entirely fake, and if you don't know that someone can comment something nice and still hate your guts, you've gotta be new on earth. I have had so many rage-inducing people around me who are obsessed with social media and are letting it ruin their lives that I can't stand it. Except Reddit. That cutting toward yourself is a bad idea. How to not give a duck about how others see you. Seems simple enough for me now in my 20s. But back in high school there were many ducks given about how others saw me. Ironically, those people that didn't care how others saw them were often the more respected ones. Edit. Sorry, I should clarify. It's more about how to not give too many ducks. Not none at all. This is more about when you worry too much about what you're wearing. Only saying what's cool. Only being seen with the cool people. Only listening to the music that will make you seem cool. If, for example, you are 16 and already onto your 8th boyfriend and all your friends are telling you to focus on other things besides boys, then you definitely should give a duck about what they think. Not everyone is going to like you, no matter how hard you try. The importance of education. As a kid you're always hear generic statements like, this will help your career, but nothing specific enough to be useful. That hating people who are different makes you nothing but unhappy. To not stick insert object into insert different dangerous object. That's being wrong, and changing your mind is actually nothing to be ashamed of. Edit. Now I finally get to write that sentence too. Thanks for the award, kind stranger. The view from halfway down. That friendships and relationships should never be so difficult to be in that it drains you of joy or throws you into depression. And if you are that depressed friend that keeps losing connections with meaningful people, it's never too early to get help. Even if you think you can beat it, it's temporary, or you don't deserve it. Toxicity in any person is inevitable as people grow and change. What separates the toxic people from others is that they refuse to or are unable to recognize their own toxic patterns and cannot change their toxic behaviors when they negatively impact others. And learn your own issues. Do self-work. You're always going to be better for it. Pulling out is not an effective method for birth control. The deflector shield will be quite operational. That nobody will be a better advocate for you than yourself, especially when it comes to your health, mental and physical health. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. You'll have to do it yourself eventually. To stop being afraid of asking or pursuing the things you want in life. Save your goddamn money. Edit. Nearly 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 stashed away, according to Goblin King Rate's 2019 savings survey. That's goddamn wrong. Failure happens and it's part of a learning process. Never be afraid of failing. In the same line, being wrong about something and changing your mind is okay. There are limits when it comes to drinking alcohol. That it's more important to appreciate your body for what it can do rather than what it looks like. How short life is. How to emotionally regulate. That you can't stop me. Knowing when to not be nice. That being mean to people will get you nowhere. 2 words, flared bass. How to not get ducked planning a wedding. Many college degrees have no job market. Trade school is a financially solid option out of high school.